Right. Good afternoon, students. Here we are back again on the subject agricultural science. I'm Mr. Emmanuel Wire, your favorite agricultural science teacher. Having said that, today we shall be discussing together on the topic problems of agriculture in Nigeria. What did I say? Problems of agriculture in Nigeria. The last lesson I did discuss with you on the topic meaning and importance of agriculture, and we did say that agriculture is a practical science and art of rearing of animals, planting of crops or growing of crops on farmland for man's use and what benefit. I really reveal to you the importance of agriculture, and the main importance we say are clothing, food, and what? Shelter. And also we did discuss about the branches of agriculture, which we did say that food, crop science, animal science, soil science, fisheries, and forestry, and lots more are those branches of agriculture which also culminate into the fields of what? Agriculture. Today, quickly I will be discussing with you problems of agriculture in Nigeria. What are the problems of agriculture? Why do we say there are problems of agriculture in Nigeria? From the definition and the branches of agriculture, and even in your environment, you discover that farming is not a high practice in the country, except in areas that are in the rural. Or even while it's in the rural areas, the urban areas, those struggling to have one place or the other to farm, some empty lands and all that. But we discover that even the production is not adequate enough, it's not plenty enough. They are not really adequate enough to care in the food production and food supply to humanity in the country. So looking at the problems of agriculture, what do we say they are? Number one, inadequate storage facilities. Inadequate storage facilities. And I believe you know what storage facilities are all about. These are facilities used to store what? Harvested food or crop products, and even storage also for storing manufactured what? Agricultural products. And you discover that facilities in that line are not what? Adequate. What we mean they are not adequate? They are available, they are not enough. So we wouldn't say lack of storage facility. In this contemporary time in agriculture, we use inadequate. We don't say lack, so we say inadequate. Now, those storage facilities, particularly to crops that are harvested, we have the crib, the silos, the robots, and all that. Most farmers doesn't have them, particularly the site or their farm, or let alone in the places where they store those farm produce. That's why sometimes the harvested farm produce, after sales within a period of time in the market, gets spoiled. Because most of the crops and most of the food we produce are perishable what? Food. So it's very important we know that. Number two, inadequate manpower. Manpower is not enough in the country to boost what? Agriculture. Yes, we have a lot of people who are farming in the rural areas, but statistics show that a lot of youths, a lot of people who are working in the rural areas are migrating and moving away from rural area to the urban area, thereby perhaps leaving the aged ones and those who are already getting to farming. And what can they do if that is really what is happening? So it's important we take note of manpower in agriculture. Illiteracy. Most farmers are illiterate. Those some are educated, of course, some of them are knowledgeable, some of them are trained, but a lot of them in the rural areas are not literate, they are illiterate. So this is another problem, because if they are illiterate, how will they be able to know how to improve in their farming? How will they be able to know the recent research in agriculture? How will they be able to know the recent variety of corn and maize and cassava? How will they also be able to know the diseases affecting those crops? Particularly this year, I was part of those who a little bit planted corn, but I discovered that most of the things we teach you are real. And we discovered that the corn, even this time around, are mostly infested or attacked rather by what? Caterpillars. These butterfly caterpillars and all that. After eating all the leaves, and before you know it, the corns mature, they eat them up. So they are, it's very important to know that of illiteracy. Land tenure system. Land tenure system is a factor very important to the country, to human beings, to citizens of Nigeria. But one of the areas is not helping the farming system in the country because there's no access to land for farming. Most individuals that have land does not use it for farming. You have a lot of aspects of land fenced around, littered around, but not employed to farming. So land tenure system is also a problem. Even the area where you have communal land tenure system, sometimes large farming or commercial farming is out of it. Let alone when you have individual owners of land. So we should take note of that as well. Poor roads network. Most roads to the farms are not okay. That is why sometimes transporting those goods in and out of the farm looks difficult. So this is another problem towards production in agriculture. And even while it is being harvested, when you carry it on transit from where it is harvested and then convey it to where it's needed for perhaps for sale, for use in the industry, the roads are bad. And most of you see those trucks and those carriage or conveyors getting spoiled, and a lot of road carnage happens right there. Number 6, inadequate funding. A lot of funding are not being employed into agriculture. And that is why when you look at the budgets in the country, you discover that sometimes the budget on agriculture is not okay. So funding is needed, either through the government or through other NGOs. We'll come to that later in a piecemeal. Now you have specialization. Specialization, why do we put it there? There's what we call lack of technical know-how, but I wouldn't want to use lack because I've told you it's not useful at this point. So specialization. Most farmers are not specialized in the use of what? Agricultural machines. The use of the tractor, the use of the mower, or perhaps the use of planter, or the use of other machines used in the farm. So specialization is very important. And so that is one of the factors also that seems to be the problem to agricultural production in Nigeria. Quickly, what are the solutions to the problems of agriculture in Nigeria? That determines there, number 1, provision of adequate or durable storage facilities. Government have to do that. Private sector have to do that. Farmers have to see how to at least get one storage facility for use in the farm. And then increase of manpower of farmers towards incentive. This can be encouraged by the local government, state government, and federal government. Give them incentive, fertilizer, maize, hybrid cassava, and a lot of that, just without money, incentive, so that they can be encouraged. And a lot of persons can go into farming. And also when we encourage farming, it could go a long way to carry out the system. Now what we have here is education of farmers through Farmers Field School. Farmers Field School. That has to do with school for farmers. In this case, the farmers are being taught, exposed, perhaps in informal setting. It could be in their farm, it could be in a very particular place of out of school, how to plant, the new ways to plant, new varieties for planting, and then what is required of them to boost what? Agriculture. Now we talk about easy ownership of land or access to land for what? Farming. That is very important. The land should be available for farming within the country and within the locality. That will help. Also, accessible land have to be fertile. That is why we also need to employ the incentives given to improve the land. Construction of link roads to farms or production site, very important. We have to construct the link roads. Most of the link roads to farms and farm site are not in order. Even the road that leads to conveyor site where they need to sell it in the market, then to the manufacturer site are not okay. This should be taken note of. Government and NGOs funding of farmers to accelerate what? Farming. Government or other NGOs who are involved in funding agriculture should fund farmers so farmers can what? Increase food production, which will lead to what? Farming acceleration towards farming or food acceleration. Lastly, training of farmers on how to use farm machines. It could be done once in a while. There could be a symposium for that. So that could be a solution to specialization of farmers in the use of what farm machines and other accessories of farming right in the hands of the farmers. Or perhaps some of them are not also reachable to the farmers. They can be directed where they can get these agri service centers where these machines are being hired or being leased for them to use within the shortest time. Now, having said that, problems of agriculture, we have seen in there several of them, and then we have also tried to give you the solutions to those problems of agriculture. So it's important we take note of this so that in life and also in theory for your exam, it will help you and also help you to excel anywhere you go to. Assignments. Assignment, deduce ways government of Nigeria can cause food acceleration in the country. It's very important. So you make some research, take your textbooks, make online research. How can government of Nigeria cause food acceleration in the country? Having exposed this to you, I believe you have get sources of insight and you understood what I have said. I want to wish you a safe, positive stay in this COVID-19. Make do well with what we are giving to you, and I believe we'll be better off. Thank you, and God bless you.